Hey guys, so that's the insect exclusion fan. It blows down a curtain of air so bugs can't fly in. And in the wintertime, we aren't too concerned about leaving it on, but now that it's getting warm out, we do not want anything getting in here. Mom's down here, she got channels started, getting them all cleaned up.
Yep, been pretty sunny in here, so I got my summertime hat on. So I got 7 trays to plant, so I need at least 10 sections clean, so the greenhouse is going to be totally full again.
Well, I might help you after I do tomatoes.
Please.
I will.
Okay, thanks, sweetie.
Dad got out here early to start on the tomatoes. He's in there somewhere. There he is. I think he's pollinating. He already came through and put another clip on these, and he also pruned off a bunch of the bottom leaves. And this is done to allow for more airflow on the bottom of the plants, and it helps prevent powdery mildew and stuff like that. The only thing we have left for the tomatoes is to trim up the clusters, and we like to shoot for about 4 per cluster, and what that does is encourage the plant to make really big tomatoes. And since we already have the grape tomatoes and the cherry tomatoes going, we want these ones to be big slicer tomatoes for sandwiches. So you can let them all go, they'll just be smaller. Usually the bigger ones are towards the plant, so we'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, cut off these 2 little ones. And these will go into the compost pile. These are the little hangers that we use. So I'm gonna put this on this cluster before it gets too big and too heavy. Here's a weird one. It's got a little bit of a leaf growing on top of the cluster. We cut this off. This is what happens if we forget to put the hangers on there. The stems break and they bend over. So this one should be okay as long as I get it hung up right now.
So I went and picked lunch. So we're gonna have some spinach, some bib lettuce, some beet greens, a cucumber, some carrots, and I have some cauliflower still in the cooler.
Another one of Mom's fresh salads from the greenhouse. I was gonna start planting. We got some stuff in the nursery that's ready to go into the channels, but it's really hot right now and it would stress it too much. So the best time to plant is first thing in the morning or in the evening. So we're gonna hold off on that. The cucumbers are a good gauge. See how wimpy their leaves are right now? So now I'm gonna work on beans. We're gonna do one last harvest and then I'm gonna tear these out and take them to the compost pile. They are starting to look a little bit old and I'm not really seeing any new flowers up there. So this will be good. Plus, we have a bunch of new cucumbers started that will need to go in the buckets right here. Well, it's a good little last harvest of beans, but I'm gonna leave this out here while it's kind of cloudy still, in case I find any more beans while I'm pulling the plants down. But I got rolly trash can here, and what I'm gonna do is cut the bean plant right off at the bottom of the beto bucket, and then I'm going to cut the string and put the whole thing over to the trash can and pull out the strings. I want to see what the roots look like if I pull the whole thing out. Oh, I think I'm just going to pull them out instead of cut them. We'll probably reuse this growing medium. The tomatoes, they get their growing medium pretty nasty by the time they've been in there for a year. get asked a lot why we don't save seeds. And being a commercial grower, we're not supposed to do that. And also, it's not economical for us to leave a bean pod on the plant for it to dry out and turn it into a seed. It takes a long time. It takes up space that we could be using. And also, the bean pod can get mold in here with how humid it is. And we do not want that spreading around the greenhouse. We'll take the vacuum through this later and get the rest of this finer stuff. I didn't want to get it really dusty in here. But the way we save our growing medium is take the emitters out, let it dry out, make sure all the roots and all the little pieces of leaves are out of there. And then we'll fluff it up and add a little bit more in there and it'll be good to go. So Mom took the boys outside to play because it is getting really hot in here. So I'm gonna clean a few more channels for her so she has enough for her planting that she needs to do. But sometimes it seems like we have a lot of channels to clean, and that's because we try to prioritize things in the greenhouse. Our number one priority is getting the produce to the customers as fresh as possible. So when it's farm market time or yellowbird time, she harvests everything and then we worry about the channels. So that's what happened with these ones. And then our other priority is to get everything planted out of the nursery on time, because if it gets too big, it really stresses it and it really stunts its growth. So that's why we are on a mission to get these channels done. So our cleaning solution is hot water and bleach, and we mix it according to food surface prep guides, so it's just a little bit. And we use cotton wash rags to clean the channels with. You don't want to use anything too abrasive, so you don't want to scratch up your channels. And it's really important for us to use a good cleaner, because sometimes we'll find weird looking molds or just anything could be on there, and we don't want that spreading through the system. So we got to get that out. And then also on channels like this that have been sitting for a couple days, there's probably going to be some dried roots in here, and they're kind of a pain to get out. Well, not too bad. Well, this right here, it's really stuck on there. So what we do is make sure it's pulled out of the return pipe so it doesn't mix back in with the rest of the nutrient solution. And then we put a little bit in here and let it soak for a bit, then come back and wash it out. This is one of Mom's tricks. Get a little cleaner in there. Make sure they're all pulled out. Go through each one and just dump a little bit in there. And you just go through and scrub them out. Try to get them as clean as you can. Get all the little corners. You got to get the tops too. It's good to have something to throw your old roots in. A little basket down there. See, these are all soaked down. They're coming right out. Works good. It's definitely not a hard job. It just takes some time. When we're not filming, we usually have the radio blasting. Okay, that should be enough trays to get all that planting done. But I gotta get out of here. It is scorching. My hands are so sweaty in these gloves right now. Guess I'm gonna drive up and see if I can find my kids. We do have a fresh calf out there though, just born last night. And it was a perfect scenario too. Mom and Dad gave them hay last night, nothing, all the cows were fine. Went to bed, and then this morning there was a new one running around with its tail up in the air. So that's the best when that happens. Did you guys have fun with Mimi and Papa? What'd you find, a balloon?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Garlic's starting to pop up. This is one of our soil gardens, this area in here. This actually used to be our main garden when I was growing up, but all the walnuts all the way around grew up and now it's too shaded. But it works good for garlic. We have 3 different varieties right here. The new mama and the calf are over there behind the fence. I'm gonna leave her alone though. This is our first calf and she's kind of skittish. I just don't want to make her nervous. Those spring peepers though, those are loud. Here comes Bobby. He took the tractor to get some grain. Our steers are doing good. They're starting to shed out their winter coats a little bit. They love getting that fresh grain. It does smell good, like molasses. Well guys, this warm weather sure is getting me excited to start some seeds for the garden soon. So I'll be seeing you again with another one soon. Thanks for watching.